What if the whispers, the rumors, the countless hours spent analyzing every glance and gesture finally found a home in reality? And what if the story fans had long imagined, so carefully protected in fragments and speculation, was suddenly confirmed, changing everything in an instant? This is the moment the world has been waiting for. Not just another headline. Not just another fleeting piece of celebrity gossip. This is history in motion, delivered with calm authority, yet shaking the hearts of millions. An agency has officially confirmed it. Wang and Shen Yue are now parents of their first child. It is a simple sentence, and yet it carries the weight of years of speculation, hope, and longing. For fans who have followed their journey from the beginning, the early days of Meteor Garden, the countless interviews, the shared smiles on screen, this announcement is a seismic shift. What was once imagined has now been made official. What was once whispered behind closed doors has been carried into the light. This story isn't over. Subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter. We follow the moments and emotions of your favorite TV stars. Stay with us. To understand the significance, we must step back and examine the years that led to this moment. Wang and Shen Yue did not arrive here overnight. Their story has always been layered, moving between on-screen chemistry and off-screen mystery. Every subtle glance, every quiet interaction, every carefully guarded private moment has now taken on new meaning. The fragments that fans pieced together for years suddenly form a coherent whole, a narrative that no longer needs interpretation. Imagine, for a moment, the weight of this confirmation. For Wang, it is the culmination of personal growth and private dedication made public. For Shen Yue, it is the quiet affirmation that her life and her choices matter, not as fodder for headlines, but as a story to be celebrated. Together, they have transformed what was once speculation into reality, taking a milestone often shielded from the glare of fame and choosing to share it with the world on their own terms. And yet, even in this revelation, there is poetry in restraint. This announcement is not accompanied by staged photographs, social media fanfare, or a red carpet moment designed to shock. It is deliberate, intentional, a choice to reveal what is meaningful without turning it into spectacle. That subtlety is precisely what amplifies the drama of this moment. The world reacts instantly. Social media erupts. Conversations across continents, across languages, reflect the same mixture of shock, awe, and overwhelming affection. Fans reflect on past performances, interviews, and public appearances in a new light, recognizing the threads of a story that has been quietly unfolding for years. Every shared smile, every understated gesture, every careful pause now resonates differently. Each moment feels like a chapter foreshadowing this announcement, every detail imbued with meaning. This is not just a story about celebrity or fame. It is a story about the human experience, the anticipation, the hope, the private joy that millions have watched unfold from afar. It is a story about the power of connection, about how two lives, once intertwined in fiction and speculation, have now merged in reality, bringing forth a new life that represents the culmination of love, patience, and intention. And for Wang and Shen Yue, this confirmation is only the beginning of a new chapter. One that is no longer defined solely by fan interpretations or public narratives. One that will be lived intimately, privately, and intentionally, with the quiet power of choice guiding every step. They have moved beyond speculation, beyond rumor, beyond the endless scrutiny of the outside world. They have claimed their story, and in doing so, they have reshaped the way millions understand what it means to live a life together in the light of fame. For fans, this is a moment of joy mixed with reverence, a recognition that some stories are not created by the press, not forged in headlines, but in quiet, deliberate actions, lived out over years and revealed only when the time is right. And now, the story of Wang and Shen Yue has reached a milestone that transcends speculation. It is life itself, tangible, undeniable, and endlessly inspiring. This is more than an announcement. It is a narrative turned reality, a dream given substance, a story long imagined finally affirmed. And as the world absorbs this confirmation, one truth becomes clear. Some stories are worth waiting for. Some revelations are worth the years of longing. And some beginnings, the beginnings of life, love, and legacy, carry a weight that no rumor could ever capture. Wang and Shen Yue have stepped into that story. Together. And now, with the confirmation of their first child, the world watches not as spectators of speculation, but as witnesses to the quiet power of a life truly lived. And yet, as the announcement settles into the world, the ripples it creates are impossible to ignore. For years, fans pieced together fragments, shared glances, subtle gestures, whispered rumors, and now, every one of those moments carries new weight. Every smile on screen, every quiet interaction in interviews, every carefully guarded public appearance suddenly feels prophetic. In this fictionalized cinematic narrative, the red carpets and award shows, the interviews and magazine covers, all become chapters in a story that fans have long wanted to believe. And now, with the confirmation of a child, those chapters read differently. They are no longer speculation. They are foreshadowing. They are part of a timeline that has quietly, deliberately been building toward this moment. Imagine Wang, standing in the calm eye of the storm that is fame, holding the truth of his life close yet choosing exactly how and when to share it. Imagine Shen Yue, the embodiment of grace and poise, stepping forward not for the applause of the crowd, but for the quiet dignity of ownership over her own story. Together, they have done what few in their world ever manage. They have claimed privacy, intimacy, and authenticity, even in the glare of global attention. And for fans, the confirmation is more than news. It is validation. Validation that the connection they have followed, the hope they have nurtured, the stories they have imagined, are not entirely fantasy. It is a recognition that love, patience, and intention do exist beyond the lens of media scrutiny. But this moment is fragile, cinematic, almost sacred. The world cannot capture it fully because it exists as much in emotion as in fact. The child, the first for DyShen and Shen Yue, becomes a symbol of everything that is human in the midst of celebrity, the quiet victories, the private joys, the moments lived away from cameras, away from speculation, away from expectation. In this story, the public waits. They do not intrude, because to intrude would break the spell of intention. Instead, they bear witness. They remember why these two individuals captured hearts in the first place, the chemistry, the empathy, the authenticity, and now they watch that story evolve into something tangible, life itself, growing, flourishing, protected by those who created it. And as this chapter unfolds, it reminds us of a truth that transcends fame. The most meaningful stories are not the ones shouted from rooftops. They are the ones lived quietly, protected fiercely, and revealed only when the time is right. Wang and Shen Yue have reached that moment. Together, they have crossed from speculation into reality, from whispered possibility into undeniable truth. And as the world absorbs this confirmation, there is a collective understanding. Some stories are worth every second of waiting, every fragment of hope, every imagined scenario. And now, with the life of their first child confirmed, their story is no longer just a tale of fans and headlines. It is a story of legacy, of love, and of the enduring power of human connection. Because the most remarkable stories are not those told by others. They are those that are lived. They are those that grow quietly, unseen, and then, when the time is right, reveal themselves in a moment so profound that the world cannot help but stop, watch, and marvel. And this, above all, is that moment. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe so you don't miss out next episode.